Welcome back to the Ropes Family Podcast, episode 80-something. In these last couple episodes, we've been talking about whatever Courtney wants to talk about. That's the name of the series, whatever Courtney wants to talk about. So today, Courtney, what are we talking about?
Why Wednesdays?
So that was the name of the episode, why, or the name of the kind of theme we were talking about. But I really don't know what that means. So what were you thinking when you decided to talk about why Wednesdays?
Why do we come to church on Wednesdays?
Yeah,
Why is there a midweek service or get together or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call this Wednesday night thing?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
What's the point?
There's this video. My mind operates in videos way too much.
Oh no.
There's this video of this pastor giving a sermon, but somebody cut it up to every time he said why, and because he said why really funny. He said why, like, and it's like 10 times him saying why. I'm sure now you'll find it.
And now you said it,
just
they'll find
just
it.
YouTube the why pastor. It's funny. Hold on, just for fun.
Oh no.
I'm gonna play it on the podcast just so I don't sound like a doofus, and I can edit it to make it look shorter. So if this might take a few minutes me looking it up.
They're going to find it anyway because now that you've said it, their algorithm will pick it up.
Here it is. Oh, I had it and it went away. Here we go. Ready?
Why?
And that's like an 80s pastor. Too.
Yeah, it's like a straight up 80s toupee guy. Like
Yeah.
he's got like the comb over or toupee or something. But yeah, it's back in the day. I don't even know who that guy is, what it is, but it's one of those. But anyway, why Wednesdays?
Yep.
So why do we do midweek stuff? And I didn't know you were going to ask that question, or I would have prepared a little bit better. Why do we do Wednesday night stuff? I think it's just something that I've always done. And churches have just done Wednesday night stuff. Or I guess it's not necessarily Wednesday because some churches do things like Thursdays or Tuesdays, like college ministries I've heard are on Thursdays, or some are Sunday nights or whatever. And I think that that's another thing is it's just it's not, I wouldn't say extra. Mm-hmm. It's not extra. I think Wednesdays here is integral, or it's a crucial part of the ministries that we do at this church Wednesday nights.
It's a huge outreach for us at our church.
And I think like family ministry specifically, or youth and children's ministry specifically, it's crucial to have a Wednesday night gathering. And I know it used to be like a big deal, like really important. But I think that now that and because a lot of people weren't doing as much stuff as they're doing now. Mm-hmm. So Wednesday night church has kind of been the first thing to kind of hit the chopping block. And I think we talked about that the other couple episodes ago of coming to church even though you're busy or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or can I just drop my kid off on Wednesdays or whatever the episode was. But I think church on Wednesdays is almost like a reset, or like a how our family uses it as a charge, or like a recharge, a midweek recharge to set us up for the rest of the week. Mm-hmm. But what do you think Wednesdays, or what was your context of asking this?
Well, I guess I didn't really grow up going on Wednesdays. Or we went some. Mm-hmm. My sister and I are 10 years apart, and so when she was a baby, she would scream all the way home. And so, because our church didn't start till 7:30, and so it was 7:30 to 8:30. And by that time, she would scream all the way home, so we kind of quit going.
Yeah.
And, which is an excuse, I realize that, everyone listening. But we quit going. Mm-hmm. So I didn't start going to Wednesday night church again until high school. And by that point, I was probably going more for social and not really for Jesus. And then when we started coming to this, because we didn't go when we went to our other church before this one, because it was just too much work with a bunch of little kids. I was like, I'm not going to go to that massive church where I know 5 people on a Wednesday night. No. Mm-hmm. So when we started going to this church, it was a struggle for me to come.
Yeah.
Even though I loved it once we got here, it's like we would go home, we would, get homework done, And right about the time we were like getting settled in to like play or hang out or whatever, it's like, oh, it's time to go to church. So I had to load everybody back up and come up here. And I struggled to come up here to teach or to just be here. And then as I changed my mindset to be a recharge and to see people that I won't see again till Sunday, or maybe I won't even talk to again until Sunday, my whole outlook changed. And it was like, oh, I get to go. Yeah. I get to go, be around these kids, because now I teach every single Wednesday. Yeah. So I get to go spend time with these kids and, help build a fire for God inside them. And since I changed my mindset, I love Wednesdays. Yeah. And I'm not saying sometimes I've had a bad day and we get to 6:30 on Wednesday and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I can't do this. I think everyone's been there. But I use it as a time just to refocus because Monday and Tuesday are sometimes terrible. Yeah. And by Wednesday, I'm struggling. I need back into what life is really about. And kids have a way of making sure you know that too.
I think it's growing up for me, it was the opposite. I didn't go to church on Sundays. But I went to church. Wednesdays hold a special in my heart because that's what I experienced as church, was always Wednesday night youth stuff. That was it. I didn't do anything else. I didn't go. I was locked in on Wednesdays. I didn't want to do anything else on Wednesdays. I was like stoked. And I guess that's probably built in why I like being a youth pastor, because it's Wednesday night. That's the party. I just get to, I've always had something on Wednesdays for the last 30 years of my, maybe not 30 years, 20 years of my life.
Too young to have something for 30.
Well, I'm 33. So if I was if I was Easton or whatever, but if I was going to church that little on Wednesdays, but it's for about the last 20 years, I've been doing something on Wednesdays. Yeah. Every week. And so I think Wednesdays is great, but I think what we do on Wednesdays is, I think what you said, it's kind of like an outreach or evangelism thing. And so it's not very structured. I mean, we have structure, but it's not like Sunday morning.
It's not formal.
Yeah. Sunday mornings is not necessarily formal here.
No.
But it's kind of more of a come in your work clothes, come right after work, just come here, just be here, let it recharge you. It's not like it's not an event.
Right.
Church is kind of church on Sunday mornings is kind of it's a event, and it has a purpose to worship the Lord, and so does Wednesdays, but it's just a little bit more relaxed. And so it really opens up the door for families to come and just be a family. You don't have to worry about your baby crying.
Oh, no.
You guys, anybody that's been here has seen the chaos with my personal children that Allison and I are trying to figure out and balance, who's going to take the kid to the bathroom and who's going to serve the pizza. We had a little I was serving pizza last week, and Allison and I had a little disagreement from across the room about who's going to take the kids to the bathroom. Just a little insider baseball there. But I think that church on Wednesdays is a great place for families just to come be families, a part of the church. And it takes the Sunday pressure off, because there's a lot of pressure on Sundays.
There is.
For me, I don't really see the reason why, but there just is.
But I think moms feel it even more than dads do, because we feel like we have to get everybody up, make sure they look perfect, make sure everyone's fed and get them to church all put together and nice. On Wednesdays, we bring a bunch of little homeless gremlins that are running around. My children are disgusting by the time they get here from school. And we're talking from the 14-year-old down to the 8-year-old. Everybody's gross. Yeah. One of them's going to track after school, then coming. Yeah. And that's another point, is kids are coming right after sports practices, right after. And so it's there's no pressure, which is beautiful. And it's where I really think it's where the church can be a family together and share a meal together and have those things. But what else did you have? What else did you have on this? I was just thinking about people coming and how I would love to see, I have a ton of kids that are coming, and I love it. I love all of my kids, but I would love to see some of their families join them, which I think I've already talked about. But, I want people to understand that it's not a formal thing.
Yeah.
It's not a get yourself ready and come. It's I get here at noon or maybe earlier on Wednesdays, and I'm still not going to have makeup on, and I still have a cap on probably 80% of the time. It's just about being here. And we have a nursery, we have children's, we have youth, and then we have an adult class. And I had a friend tell me this week, the adult class is so great for her because she likes to listen to Donovan on Sunday, which is great. And she, gets something out of it. But then on Wednesday, she's able to ask questions.
Yeah.
Or hear, another person's point of view on what Donovan has to say.
Yeah.
And it just expands on the whole picture of his lesson.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool for people who are in service. Even if you don't come on Sunday, come on Wednesday and you're going to get to hear what he talked about.
Yeah, it's not like you're missing out.
No.
You can still get, you're on track with, with what's going on. I think that's a great point. Another part of that is you're wanting their families to come. And I think we can announce this on the podcast.
I think so.
I think it's very fitting for this. We had a suggestion from Amber Walker. I know if you're listening, what's up? If you're not listening.
She started listening.
Yeah.
I think she felt guilty after I kept mentioning the podcast. She wasn't listening to it.
I'll edit that part out. There's
I don't care.
But anyway, Amber, she had an idea, or she sent an idea, talked to Courtney, talked to you about, maybe doing a family worship time on Wednesdays. And we as a staff have been struggling with our family worship time on Sundays, trying to figure out the purpose behind that and how to make that work in the setting that Sundays mornings is.
Right.
And when you brought that up in a staff meeting or whatever, and we talked about it, it was like clicked. I was like, it's because we're doing it at the wrong time.
Right.
So what we're going to do on Wednesdays, on a couple Wednesdays, once a quarter, is instead of all of us splitting up on Wednesday nights, like youth, children's, and adults, we're all going to go as a family in the sanctuary and do it all together. So family worship. We don't have all the details of how that's going to work out, but the first one is April 22nd, right before it's the Wednesday right before the Dwell Richly conference.
It's going to be a nice kickoff.
Yeah, it will be a nice kickoff, and I think that I want to explain on this podcast. I know we're talking about Wednesdays, but on what that is and kind of what my vision for it is. It's stemming from a DNOW.
Oh, the Dwell Richly. Okay.
Yeah, the Dwell Richly.
Sorry, I had to catch up.
The Dwell Richly, it's stemming from a DNOW for the youth. So we'll do a lot of DNOW things with the youth that we have normally done. The only exception is instead of we won't do host homes and it's only one day. But there's also this other element that I'm really excited about. It's for parents because the parents are going to be the parents can participate in the large group sessions just like the youth can, and their families and their kids. Everybody, it's going to look just like the Wednesday night thing that we're talking about. It's those large group things, but also there will be a place for or breakout sessions for parents specifically to learn how. I said this in staff meeting is I've got this for family ministry. I have this desire or this expectation or this something that for parents to be the main disciplers of their kids, but I haven't charged them with it in this ministry and I haven't equipped them. And so that's what this is I'm going to charge you parents to be the lead disciplers of your kids. And hopefully this conference will equip you to do it. Not just sending you say, hey, not just guilting you into this, hey, you should be doing this, and I don't care how you figure it out. But I really think that it's for all parents to learn how to do this. And once that's happening, I think it opens up doors for other discipleship to happen within the other contexts.
Now, if parents can't come, can their teens still come?
Yep, their teens can still come, and their teens are still going to learn the same stuff. It's going to be just more focused on making their faith their own, learning how to disciple themselves as well as disciple others. Because the main goal of this whole thing is disciples making disciples, and We don't necessarily talk about it that much, but that is the goal. That is the goal of Wednesday nights. That is the goal of our church, is to equip and make disciples. And I have this specific calling on my life to try to do that through the family setting. So that's the spiel for the family conferences. And I know I'm terrible at advertising it and giving it direction, but I have some great breakout leaders for the parents specifically to be able to that can pour in and give you some really great practical advice to not make it as hard as it sounds. I know it sounds really hard. What do you mean I'm supposed to disciple my kids? Am I supposed to be getting coffee with them every morning at 6 a.m.? Am I supposed to be reading 6 chapters of the Bible to them every day, asking them hard questions? No. And so these guys will give you some really practical things, like what spiritually leading your kids looks like. And I'm very excited about it. And I think about it when I wake up and when I go to bed all the time. It's like I'm obsessed about it. So, and then as far as for youth, I'm just as excited because of all the other things that are going on. They're going to have breakout sessions for themselves. To the main one that I'm most excited about is looking at their faith from a sports perspective, and they're going to have a former Texas Tech baseball player come and speak, and I think that'll be a really cool thing for them. And there's going to be games and food and other things that I haven't nailed down specifically, but there will be those things. So if you haven't signed up, please sign up, because I would love for 20 families to participate. 20 families is 100 people.
That's awesome.
I think, or about 80 to 100 people.
Yeah. And
I would love that. Our D-Nows have been running 40 to 50 kids, and if those 40 to 50 kids bring their parents or one parent, great, and then including kids, we could have. So that's my goal. And so please sign up. But anyway, why Wednesday? That's kind of the backbone of how I'm operating and how I see Wednesday night stuff coming it really is family ministry at its operation. It's just a little bit more evangelism and outreach. We bring kids that don't necessarily bring their families to bring them, or it's a great time for them to bring them to get, because they may feel, I'm sorry, I need to slow down, I'm all over the place. And for the family worship on Wednesdays, that's a great time to get back into it. If you haven't experienced it, like you going back to, I don't necessarily want to get everybody ready to go and get out there to the door. This is a great way to get back into going or experience what it kind of feels like the first time, and because it's like we've said, it's very relaxed.
Yeah, maybe you've never been on a Wednesday night to our church, or to maybe you've been to another church. Come to ours and see what it's going to mean, kind of what it's like. Yeah. The family Wednesday night, I think, is going to be it's going to be a fun time, pretty upbeat, and I think there's going to be a short lesson. Yeah. Nothing crazy long. It's not going to be like a Sunday morning where there's a lot of I don't know what the word is, but like
a lot of liturgy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just going to be pretty chill.
I will most likely do the teaching, and maybe you will, if I can talk to you.
I mean, probably not, but there's, probably not.
Maybe we'll do a live podcast.
Oh, I could talk, but just not the whole lesson by myself. That makes me want to run away from home.
Maybe we could do a live podcast at something. Well, sorry, we'll talk about that later. I don't know why we would do that,
but y'all should we can do Okay, so back to Wednesdays. Y'all should definitely come. There's food.
Yeah.
These kitchen ladies are awesome. Some good food. And youth, adult, and children's, plus a nursery. Yeah.
You can't beat it.
Nope.
You can't beat it. You can't take your family to any other place on a Wednesday night and have them spiritually invested in. You can't do it. Really, there's no other place to do it. You can't find other friends. I mean, you can go to basketball games or football games or baseball games, but you're not spiritually investing in your family, and that kind of spiritual investment. Like I said, I started going to church on Wednesdays only, and now, that spiritual investment that I made, that God made, I guess, has raised up, I'm just a youth pastor, but, has had a massive impact on my life. And so the same thing could be true for your kids. I'm not saying your kids should aspire to be a youth pastor when they grow up, but the same kind of spiritual significance that could happen in your kids just by bringing them on Wednesday night and participating with them. There are families that go to two different churches on Wednesdays. Like those things kind of happen. And I really think that the best way to do church is together as a family, and I know how hard that is, just because it's, as I grew up older, or even as Allison grew up, she wanted to go to do church at different places. Like she stopped going to church at her home church and started going to church where her boyfriend was, which was me, and we got married. So that's okay. I'll give her a pass for that. But, go to church where your family is. And actually what ended up happening is her parents ended up coming to my church too. Because, that's just how it works. But go to church as a family. Don't, and encourage it. Parents, encourage your kids to go to the same church that you go to. Just because you can all be on the same page.
And I feel like if you're going to the same church your kids are going to, what they're being taught too.
Yeah.
And where their leaders stand. And I like to know that. Because I did go follow a couple boys to a couple churches, on Wednesdays especially. But I ended up back in my home church every time.
Yeah.
But I did do some following of the boys.
Exploring, yeah. And I mean, I'm totally for that. Go get your see what other churches are about. Because God may be calling you to go to a different church.
One scared me. I got locked in one time. There's people falling down, talking in tongues. Yeah, that was terrifying.
I did experience that. I went to another church on a Wednesday night. I think they actually did church on Thursday for youth. I went to a different youth group, and I was like, this wasn't for me, and that was very refreshing to be like, okay, what we're doing. But that church is great for other people, but that church was not good for me.
Yeah, mine was scary.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, but go to church with your family, or parents, encourage your kids to come to church. I don't care. Like, I'm not saying I don't care, but like if your kids are doing another activity on Wednesday nights, make it a priority. Make church a priority on Wednesday nights. Like I said, the benefit spiritually is huge.
And kids, encourage your parents to come with you.
Yeah, kids, if you're listening, encourage your parents to come. It's a whole church benefits a family when they're all going together. It benefits the individual. Yes, we've talked about that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How church can impact that, but what church as a family can do or what church can do to equip a family and help a family grow spiritually, it's immeasurable. So that's part of being a participant in church instead of an attender. We've talked about that too. If you like another church and your kids are trying another church, why don't you all go try that church together as a family? Or if you don't, maybe all of you, but have the conversation with your family. What is your goal? I know some of us just kind of come to church on Sundays, but there's also a thing called church hopping. Like church hopping is, it almost makes church a product to consume.
It's a good way to look at it.
Like, what are you looking at for in church?
What's it doing for me? Kind of thing.
And that's kind of what church hopping is doing. Like you're visiting one church here on Wednesdays, and then you're going to another church here on Sundays. Church hopping it's hard, because that's not how church is designed. I think church is designed to exactly what we're talking about is invest in the family.
Yeah.
And if we can, it's hard. It's hard. Church hopping, like I said, I had this conversation with somebody a few months ago. When you're visiting different churches, find one and get involved and stay there for 6 months. that is your church for 6 months. And if it doesn't work out for 6 months, don't join it.
Yeah.
But don't go back and forth. Mm-hmm. Just because.
How do you build relationships?
Yeah, you can have multiple places to have relationships, but you can't stay it's hard to be held accountable, and it's hard to hold to. It's in my brain, it's just tougher. So that's just my spiel on church hopping. So find a place, if you make the decision as a family to go here or here, and stick with it. Try it for 6 months. You don't have to make a huge commitment, but I would say try the whole thing as a family for 6 months. And if it's great, then go there. If it's great, if you let them prefer to come back here, stay here for 6 months. Try it. And I think there's other logistical reasons why, church-wise, to do that. Looking at it from church staff perspective, what to plan for and prep for. I think that helps. But anyway, that's my spiel on church hopping. And I think that kind of shows why Wednesdays is important too. What Wednesdays are good for. You got anything else?
Nope.
You got a family challenge?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think I've already said it, but parents encourage your kids to come to church. Kids encourage your parents.
Yeah.
Everyone, go to church together as a family. Mm-hmm. Wednesdays are great, guys. It's not stressful. It really isn't.
Yeah.
It's not formal. Come eat and hang out.
Yeah.
And just grow with God. It's amazing on Wednesdays. It really is. It's a good time.
Amen, sister. And I really am enjoying this series of talking about whatever Courtney wants to talk about.
We're almost done with it, guys. I promise. We're almost done with my series.
So next week we'll probably talk about something else Courtney wants to talk about. I'm not sure what it is. I can't remember what we wrote down or what you sent.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'll just hang on for the surprise because it could be anything. It could be anything Courtney wants to talk about. And then maybe we might do a series of talking about whatever Josh wants to talk about.
His will be deep, though, so prepare yourselves. I'm not very deep.
But we'll talk at y'all later. Peace.